Mark, and thanks for having me. Like Mark said, I manage the marketing, and turn these up quite a bit there.
You're good.
Maybe too loud. All right. So we've been very busy over the last 2 years. I joined the Point Ruston team in June of 2013, so I've been there just over 24 months. And you know, as Mark said, I kind of came from after graduating from UPS, I went straight and worked for Seabrook and looked at things as creating destinations for marketing. You know, there's a lot of ad buying and the things that go with being a marketing director, but what the founder of Seabrook and myself sought to do was create this destination that people inherently wanted to go to over and over again and had a really great experience there. And so it's kind of the marketing hat is much more than just ad buying and PR and things like that. It's ensuring a great guest experience. So when I came to Point Ruston, I chatted with the leadership there and said, I want to do the exact same thing. I want to create a destination, and, you know, it aligned really well with their existing vision for the project of creating a place with fantastic public amenities that people will want to go to just to spend time. And then it's good for the businesses and good for the residential, because if people are coming to a place and spending 3+ hours, they're inherently going to patronize the businesses that are there. So I've got kind of a multi-stage presentation, a little bit on the history, which I moved to Tacoma in 2002 to go to UPS, so I never saw the stack, and I'm sure many of you are much more familiar with it than I am. But it's, as you all know, ASARCO was a big part of Tacoma. What I've heard is that in its heyday, ASARCO was producing 15% of the nation's copper. And so a lot, it was a huge job source for Tacoma and Ruston, and I know that many people were, I guess, sad to see it go, but it also opened an opportunity for environmental cleanup and the future phases for the site. So one of the first things that the Point Ruston leadership did was establish the $31 million public-private partnership within the Tacoma LID, the local improvement district. So what that allowed the project to do is realign Ruston Way, make it public transportation friendly, make it emergency services friendly, and for us, most importantly, pedestrian friendly. And so in the top picture there, that's after the Ruston Tunnel has been closed. Actually, all the pictures. And we've got 2 large roundabouts there. I don't believe there is public transportation currently using those roads, but it will happen very soon with the businesses that will be opening their doors later this year. So this is the Point Ruston master plan. This is Ruston Way right here. These are the 2 roundabouts that I mentioned. This portion right here is Stack Hill. It's 36 single-family homes. And I'm going to go through kind of the buildings that we've been working on and explain what's currently in the project. So the first phase was, really the first thing that the Point Ruston leadership did was regrade Stack Hill and start building custom homes there for individual home buyers. We currently have 5 lots left for the custom homes to be built upon. So there's been great, this is not really an attractive term, but a great market absorption, you could say, for those homes. And as a matter of fact, my parents live in the house right here. They were the 2nd resident of Stack Hill, and that's another reason why, outside of driving 600 miles a week to the coast and back, that's another reason why I wanted to join the Point Ruston team and make a big impact so that their walkable experience could be achieved within a short amount of time. But that's actually a good point, I should say, is that this on-land portion right here is 67 acres, and then there's another 30 acres or so of tidelands right here at which the Point Ruston Ferry is moored. And the concept behind the high-density design of Point Ruston is that an individual's basic needs can be met within a 5-minute walk. So at full build-out, and even prior to full build-out, a resident or visitor will not have to rely on their car. They can, if it's a resident, they can walk directly from their residence to grocery shopping, to entertainment, to dining, to all kinds of shopping. There's neighborhood services. And then visitors can come to one location and achieve all those things without having to drive to multiple stops. So it reduces the reliance on the automobile and also is favorable for the environment. So in these two buildings right here, they're separate. This building is the Copper Line apartment building. It's 173 apartments. We vacillate between 99 and 100% occupancy on a weekly basis. As people move, but the demand for the apartments at Point Ruston is great, and so it's fairly rare that we see anything below 99% occupancy in that building. And then on the water side, I should note that this building is 8 stories, the first 3 of which are parking. And so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are all of the 173 apartments. Also on the main level is commercial space, which we just recently fully leased. We've got a Sicilian Italian bakery, or I guess maybe that's redundant, but Sicilian bakery opening on the corner right over here. You're going to have a whole slew of things, but what I understand is fantastic cannoli, so I'm looking forward to that. And actually, directly next to it is going to be a dentist. So, it's 2 things at once there, but it's an existing dentist office called Tranquility Dental, and I've been looking at their services online, and they look like they've got a fantastic client base and fantastic service. And then Coldwell Banker Bain relocated their North End Tacoma office into the Copper Line space. And then we've got the Northwest Fitness 24/7, which is a full-service fitness facility for members. And then next to that, we have the ASARCO History Hallway, which we accumulated a large number of ASARCO artifacts and have those for display there. And then on the other corner is Two Town Pub and Cafe. And then we also have an office space for Franciscan Plastic Surgery Associates, which in addition to plastic surgery offers full spa services. So then on the water side, right over here, we have 43 condominiums, and as of last week, we are 100% sold out in those homes. We just sold the last remaining penthouse, and that's also, that penthouse is featured in South Sound Magazine this month, and we'll be doing a tour event with South Sound Magazine on August 5th. Okay, so that's phase 1. Those are, 100%, those are operating extremely well right now. Phase 2, which is another kind of unattractive term, is the retail core. The public term that we're using for it is the shops at the water walk. So a note on that is that the water walk is this public esplanade that goes all the way around the perimeter of Point Ruston. It's on average 100 feet wide and offers 3 different types of surfaces for, it's got a paved surface for anything with wheels or biking. It's got grassy surface for lounging, and then crushed rock trail for running that's less harsh on your joints. So the most pertinent building in phase 2 is this building right here. It's called the Century Building. It's named so because that'll be the home of the 9-screen Century Theaters, and it will, included in that building will be 4 restaurants, the movie theater, some business office space, 95 apartments, and 44 condominiums. And the movie theater currently is slated to open at the end of October, just prior to the awards season, so they can get a lot of the big name movies in there and showcasing. So when that occurs, the roadway going in here will be, In fact, I believe it's this entire roadway will be open to the public, and then also what will be open is the Grand Plaza, which is approximately 2-acre public amenity, which has a spray ground and is designed to accommodate a ice skating rink in the wintertime, as well as summer concert series throughout the summer, which is something we're planning on putting in place next year. We're more than 70% sold on the condominiums, and have some great 2-level, really unique 2-level condo homes available there. That's some of the last remaining homes, and then we just released the apartments for sale, or for lease, excuse me, I guess 2 weeks ago now, and leased more than 50% of the building in 10 days. So it's been moving pretty quickly, and people really appreciate the water views that are offered with that building. Also included in phase 2, 200,000 square feet of restaurant and retail space, and then this building right here will be a full-service grocer. And we're currently in talks with an outfit on the operator there. I'm not sure if they're at an LOI stage or if a lease has been signed, but we're hopeful to have that open in the very near future to achieve that 5-minute walk. That's kind of the basic component of that, is being able to get your groceries in a short amount of time. So phase 3 is kind of the perimeter. As this notes, to be approximately 800 residential units, lots of commercial space, and then potentially the marina development out in these tidelands right here. This one is kind of, this phase 3 is gonna, what's included there is gonna be based on what the market really desires. And so, potentially, if somebody came to us and said, State Farm says, hey, we want to expand our Tacoma operations, we'd turn that into Class A office.